Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Cognac Corner. I'm your host, Marcus Boston, and today I have a friend from college I haven't seen in a couple years, Matt Douglas. Say hello, Matt.
What's going on, everybody?
So, Matt, the last time we saw each other was, 2015?
I think so, man. Yeah, it's been a hot minute, for sure.
And what was that PR class we took together?
Mm-hmm. Senior level PR.
Yeah. Yeah. So what has life been since we've last seen each other?
In a word, chaotic, man.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm like rocking the jack of all trades after college kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I've like immediately out of college, I moved up to Hannibal and worked for tourism department up there as a social media person.
Right. I remember that.
And it was cool, but I can't do the desk job.
Yeah.
I can't do the desk job thing.
Right.
I just like sitting behind a desk and managing social media was like too boring.
Mm-hmm.
It got to the point where I was like 10 weeks ahead on my job and just like
you got to be with the people.
Exactly.
You are natural. I've realized that too in this job I'm shortly ending. Like I can't. I sit at home and like book calls. I'm like the money was good. I thought I was ready for it. I'm not that person. I have to be. My strength is with the people, good or bad.
Exactly. Like, and no job I've ever taken has been about the money for me.
Right.
It's more about like what am I getting out of it, and what is society getting out of it?
Yeah, that's it.
So, I ended up switching from that over to working for Home Depot. And I quickly moved up the ladder there and became like a department manager and stuff. And I just realized that also wasn't really the direction I wanted to head in. A lot of politics involved in it and that kind of stuff. And I wasn't really down with it.
Yeah.
So then I thought to myself, like, what allows me to go out and be a part of, the public, make an impact on society? And this was kind of during... things weren't very great between the black community and cops. And I thought, well, you know what? I've always had a good rapport with, people of African American descent.
Clearly, that's why you're here with me on Cognac Corner.
I've always gotten along with them. So I thought, what if I were to try and use my ability to kind of interact with people of, different colors, creeds, backgrounds, all that, but also, help a community out. So I decided to kind of pursue becoming a police officer. And the way I kind of get in...
That's politics, too. That's almost worse than Home Depot there.
Yeah, I found out pretty quickly it was way worse.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
I got a job as a corrections officer and worked in a jail in my hometown of Florissant for probably about 8 to 10 months or so.
God, Matt. Yes, let's take a minute right now. Damn, that's a lot. That is... I don't feel bad about quitting my job tomorrow because you've went out there and experimented and really... went out there to see what's really good.
I said it, man. I tried the jack of all trades kind of thing. Like I bounced around. I quickly realized as a corrections officer that was not where I wanted to be. The politics, it was it was a boys club, and don't get me wrong, I'm all for Saturdays are for the boys and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But like,
they live and eat and bleed that shit. Like they are. Yeah. It's sad. It's almost scary and sad that it's a functioning mechanism of our society that's alive and well, and we choose to ignore it because it's it's such a complex machine. The whole prison and industrial complex has so many levels to it.
It needs a reform.
It is
straight up. As someone who was immersed in it, 100% needs a reform.
Oh, that shit's. This sounds so crushing and painful.
I could talk all day about some of the issues that I had with it.
Fuck yeah!
So maybe a follow episode.
Yeah, we can dig into that too. Absolutely.
But yeah, so after that, I thought, okay, I think I finally kind of narrowed it down into a field of the first responder. And then I've always been fascinated by the human body, injuries, that kind of stuff. I'm the guy that, when we're down at the lake, one of my friend's toes damn near got broken off. And I was the person that was taking care of her.
I'm on the way.
Exactly.
Something like Baywatch.
Yeah. Not as sexy though. But, so I thought all right, well, you know what? I'm going to try and do paramedic, firefighter kind of thing. Because that allows me to be a part of the community, but also while there's still politics inside of that, it's more helpful, right? So obviously as a police officer, there are times where you are helping people, but there's also times where
some of the behaviors and choices are out of your control.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And some of the job duties aren't things that I necessarily agree with.
Yeah.
If you arrest someone on parking tickets and stuff that they've had for a while, how are they supposed to pay that when they lose their job? That's the stuff that never made sense.
You can't sleep like that. You can't go to sleep like that. That's not you.
So I made a conscious decision to finally pull the trigger on it. Quit my job and took a job with the city. Significant pay cut and everything, but I have to follow my dreams. So
yes, dream chasing is important, and we always trying to get that message out. Like money will come. What's more important? Your happiness, maybe sleep at night, or you making count?
Sleep at night, happiness.
Absolutely, that's 1,000%.
Because if you're not sleeping, you're not performing your job duty anyway, and if you're not happy in your life, then what's the point of having money? Like,
I know a lot of people that have money are miserable. I know people that have nothing that have it all.
Yeah.
So that's very true. So you're in EMT school right now?
Correct. Yeah, I've got about maybe a little less than a month to go before I have to do my Missouri State boards, and I'm a little nervous, but I know my shit. I'm probably one of the strongest students in the class. A lot of people come to me to get answers for stuff and learn processes and stuff. So
and that's always been true. Even when I was in PR class, you was the go-to for things that certain people couldn't quite comprehend or couldn't put their mind around.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I take pride in it because the thing is, I'm in a class with a lot of 19, 20-year-olds and stuff.
Yeah.
I think I'm probably just below there's another lady who's a couple years older than me, but other than that, I'm one of the oldest people in the class. And one of the things that I don't think that a lot of them are getting, taking seriously is the fact that right now we're in a classroom. Someday when we're all graduating out in the field, we're going to be expected to actually save someone's lives.
Right.
That's huge. Someday I'm going to have to actually be able to resuscitate somebody or figure out what's wrong with them and act accordingly.
Yes.
So, that's not, I don't think that reality has set in for other people because they just don't have the same life now.
Life experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. The seasoning of living life is different and wearing different hats and making decisions to leave something for something better and then realizing that wasn't it either.
Right. Exactly. So, they'll get there in time. It's just a maturity thing, but that's why I take it a little bit more seriously than they do. And, it is what it is. People are we're all at different stages in our lives.
Right.
So I'm at a stage where I need to take it more seriously because I don't have time to kind of waste necessarily with you, rounding the corner to 30.
Yeah. I need to get settled into something I can grow and plant my seeds in and the slow cooking. Well, that's dope. I mean, I'm impressed because I don't do blood well, so I'm not the one. Well, God bringing him home. I don't know. I should get in the way of this progress. Who am I to say no? He's bleeding out. Yeah, well, just take the wheel.
It's God's plan.
It's God's plan. I mean, cue the Drake song, please. And we out of here. We out of here. When we last saw each other in college, are you still dating the same girl?
I am. We're rocking 7 years now, so basically
7 years.
Man, it's been a while. We've had hiccups though.
Right.
Shortly after college, we ended up actually breaking up for a little while. Mostly distance and stuff. Just not. The thing about love and being in a relationship is, in order for it to really work, you have to put effort into it.
Yes.
And I was very guilty. I'll say initially, I was very guilty of not putting the effort in. I was fresh out of college, trying to make a name for myself in the social media enterprises and all that kind of stuff, and trying to network these kind of things. And I wasn't putting the effort into it that I should have. So we ended up actually breaking up for a little while, and I did some self-reflection, which is key.
Yes.
Pointer to everybody out there that's listening: self-reflect.
Yes.
That shit is essential to growth. Just in your own life, not necessarily with regards to relationships, but you have to be able to actually look within yourself and see where you're failing yourself.
Yep.
Because everybody's got a lot of potential. But unless you're addressing the issues that you are ultimately facing or causing yourself, you're not gonna have the growth that you could. So
that was a jewel from Matt. Get to know yourself. Heal your wounds. It makes you a better person. Takes some self-care is important.
And be critical. Be critical. Sometimes it sucks to admit that you're failing somewhere, but the second you realize that you're failing somewhere, that's when you can actually make a change in it. So
right.
critical self-reflection.
And so you guys are back together. How long? So you broke up after college, took some time to yourself, which I always promote. Like, we always take time to heal from something physical so we can see, but we don't ever take time to heal from emotional wounds. And emotional wounds, mentally, as the brain registers, is just as painful as anything physical.
I think honestly the emotional stuff lasts a lot longer than the physical.
Domestic violence, like if I punch you in the face, that heals. But like if I get in your mind and make you think that you can't do better than me, or all these repeated mental toxins I can put into your mind, that's going to last longer. And even if you might leave the relationship, the next one might still
suffer from the scars of the last one. Exactly, that don't necessarily manifest on their flesh, but it's internal. So,
mental health and therapy is so important. And the biggest thing I'm happy to see, especially in the hip hop and black community, that big voices are finally talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think about like Charlamagne and God has a book out called Anxiety Shook Ones. He's talking about how he had anxiety until he was 30 or close to 40. You know what I'm saying? He just thought it was just life. When that's a mental issue that you should go to a therapist for and talk it out. Not just your friends that might not even understand what's going on or self-medicating. You need to spend time because the world is hard. The world is not really built for you to succeed. Even if you do succeed, it still has so many hiccups and traps along the way that, and it gives you things to self-medicate with and makes it okay. If it's a pill or if it's narcotic or alcohol, like that's not. When you wake up in the morning and you're done being drunk, you still feel the same way. So get to the point. You go to the doctor if you don't feel good, motherfucker. Your mind's fucked up.
Right. You got something going on inside that you need to address.
Yeah, and who knows all the shit you might go through. It's not your fault. If it's family stuff, like things that I didn't cause it, but now I'm going through it. I don't know how to handle it.
So, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, and I don't want this to come off as ignorant, but I've heard, and it may be ignorant, but I've heard that's something that's like really prevalent in like the black community is kind of sweeping mental health issues under the rug.
Absolutely.
I've heard that from several of my buddies.
Absolutely.
Like going through college, going through breakups, all that kind of stuff.
Black people go to therapy. That's white people. White people shit. Right. And don't get me wrong, I've went to therapy a few times, and I think I have a higher ability to discuss things or problem with people because I think me being raised predominantly by women that talk about their feelings, I'm more open to do so, and so I'm able to interpret and also have the conversation. But when you are a black man or black in general, you're born into this super masculine, hyper, whatever it may be, pick an adjective, and it makes you soft if you go to therapy. That's white people shit, or just smoke some weed and drink about it. Like, no, I almost got shot yesterday. Like, I almost died.
Right.
Like, my lights are off. Like, I don't know if the world is bigger than my front door. Like, those are PTSD is for real, not just for soldiers. If you're in the hood, you a soldier too.
Right.
And that's a conversation and something you need to figure out. But like, it's so shunned that, it is a prevalent thing. But I think as social economics are getting better, you're seeing more people say it's okay. You know what I'm saying? And then if you have healthcare as an option to go to a therapist, so it's not in the more celebrities I see that say it's okay to talk about it and go get help. Now it's okay. Oh, cool. I can go and talk to somebody and just talk it out and see what comes out. Because really in therapy, all you're doing is really talking your whatever's inside of you out, and they're giving you a soundboard.
Exactly. They're basically just kind of like
a guide.
Yeah, they're just guiding you through the process of talking through what's wrong. I mean, I'll admit I've gone to therapy myself, mostly because like there were just things that a lot of it had to do with when I was growing up in early college and late high school. I had a string of like 4 or 5 years where basically like family members were dying left and right.
Oh my god!
And it was tough. Like it's never easy to deal with death. I've become a little bit more callous to it at this point. That's probably why I'm going into the field that I'm going into. Yeah. But, it's never something, especially when you have like a 16-year-old cousin that passes away, that kind of stuff. Like, and to expect anybody to bounce back from that, whether you're black, white, Asian, Hispanic, like anybody we all feel things. Like,
yeah,
you should never make someone feel like what they're feeling
it's wrong.
Is wrong. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, you're not in their head. You don't know how they're going to deal with that
Yeah.
situation. You don't know what life events have preceded that to
Yes.
allow them to feel the things that
Mm-hmm.
they're feeling. They could have a lot of hurt that's built up, and then all of a sudden something else just finally pushes them over that edge. Like,
Yeah. And that's why I try to always live my life and, my choices based on respect and empathy, because I don't know what you're going through.
exactly.
And I don't want to be the straw that broke the camel's back because I got pissed off at you for, cutting me off, and now you had a bad day. You know what? You gonna motherfucking catch this bullet because I've had enough, and
Exactly.
you the motherfucker.
Exactly, because you never know what people are capable of either.
You don't know.
People are crazy nowadays.
Sometimes enough's enough, and you can be that enough. When you can be that, like, it's cool, no problem. Like, I don't know what you're going through. I'm sorry. I'm gonna give you a smile or just hey, my bad. You got it.
Yeah,
ain't that serious? I have perspective. Like, my life is worth more than this moment of anger.
Right. This 10-second span where I'm pissed as hell, like, it's gonna pass, and you know what? I'm gonna move on and do the rest of my life. Like, but I'm not gonna take this 10 seconds and let that, like, ruin the rest of my day.
Right.
So.
Like, I'm alive, so I can make the most of this day. I went to a funeral. I helped with a funeral today for a friend, and, like, I was like, just sort of hanging out in the hallway and just listening to the service. I'm like, I've made it this far without a lot of tragic things happening. I say so my day's coming. I really start to get emotional. Like, everyone's getting older around me. Like, I'm might be the oldest sibling, son, cousin. So, like, that means my aunt's getting older, my uncle's getting older, my mom's getting older. I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna be the person sitting in the front row. I'm gonna be a fucking mess.
Right.
I haven't been through those fires in when you're young. I've seen people that are successful go through, like, sort of fires that allow them to be stronger adults, more outgoing adults or whatever. You might, think about, like, the Biggies and the Jays and whoever your celebrity are. Usually those people have been through something tragic at a young age and come to terms with the world. So anything beyond death doesn't faze them. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. They sort of build from that strength. But I'm like, I lost a grandmother here, a grandfather there. I'm like, oh man, I ain't lost nobody to, like, gun violence or an accident or, like, a car accident. I'm like, I haven't had none of, like, those kind of calls. Like, I'm like, fuck. It's like, can I just stay humble and grateful and, like, we just skip me?
What if we just find a way to advance science so that, like, nobody ever dies?
I was like, can we just, like, do? I don't know, like I was like, I'm gonna be a fucking mess.
Like, that's the crazy thing about it, though, is, like, it really does feel like sometimes. So particularly with me, like, I had that stretch, right, of, like, 5 years or so where I had basically, like, 10 family members or people that I was close to die, and it feels like you're in this, like, giant ass game of duck goose. Like, there's like the Grim Reaper walking around and he's like, duck, and you're looking at everybody around you and you're like, oh shit. Like,
we're all connected. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess knowing that my number's gonna get called for those traumatic and those kind of real life moments, like, I've sort of found literature and books to sort of just say, it's gonna happen. Prepare for it, have some kind of mental peace, like, it's going to happen. People that think that every day going to be sunny are the people that break down the hardest and the most when that fucking rain comes.
Right.
When the rain's coming, you might buy some rain boots and maybe get a jacket. You might go to LL Bean and get some gear.
Pull out the umbrella. Like,
because it's going to come, but you got to have those rainy days to appreciate the sunshine. So it's like, I know it's coming. I want to be as strong as possible to get through, but also want to feel it. It's okay to feel that hurt. It's okay to cry those tears. It's okay to, take those days off and be a human being. And then once you're done, get back to it.
Right. I'm a firm believer that, like, no matter the situation, there's always growth that you can produce, like, internally from that situation. There's always something that you can take out of it. So, it's like you were saying, like, kind of sort of weather that storm.
Yeah.
Is it tough? Sure, but you still have a life. Like, you still have obligations. You still have things that you have to go do. But you can also allow yourself to feel the feelings that you're that have, like, kind of risen up inside of you. So I think it's like a delicate line of trying to find a way to allow yourself to feel those things without necessarily like shutting down entirely and like
Yeah.
losing time, because ultimately I've always been the type of person, um I don't like wasting time because I don't know how much I have. I could die tomorrow.
Yeah.
So like I want to try and enjoy every day as much as I possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
Because you never know when your time is up. It's up. Like that's just how it works. So,
and I like to say like change is inevitable, but progress is optional.
Right.
So like you're not going to be the same person at 23 or 33, but who you become between that is up to you. So it still baffles me that like I still have friends from high school, college that like you still talk about the same shit that you were though. Like bro, like I've evolved. Like yes, I'm still a huge sports fan, but I watch a little bit more MSNBC, CNN, everybody else than I do ESPN. Like I like history. So like nothing that's going on is surprising. Like it just people that are like, oh, I can't believe. Like, do you really read a book? Like this is not too out of ordinary. Do you really understand how this shit works?
Can you read a book?
Can you read a book? Library cards are free. I have 2. I have plenty of books that should be returned by now. They're still sitting at home. I just pay the late fee of my credit card, and I get some new shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay. Like readers are leaders, and people that really move and make policy and whatever, they are most of the time. Clearly, we know all of them are readers, but for the most part, most people read. And like,
a little bit of shade.
A little bit of shade. You know who we're referring to. But it's like, it's okay. Like, you still have your life. Like, to think that anyone's responsible for your happiness besides you is irresponsible.
What concerns me is, with all the advancements in technology now, is there really an excuse to not be able to absorb knowledge? Like, I'm kind of a firm believer of like trying to learn something new every day, or like gain, like it's not even necessarily learning some skill every day or something like that, but it's just like, do yourself a favor,
a new light bulb, like damn,
and listen to someone else's perspective on something.
Yeah,
it's as simple as that, because that gives you just a completely different outlook on everything.
Yeah.
Like you live your life, right? But like when you hear someone else's story or you hear their perspective on something, like you never know, that could open up avenues or like thought processes that you didn't, that you weren't like ready to accept, that kind of thing. Like I'll be I'll be the first to admit, I'm white, obviously.
You don't. I know it. God damn it! You fuck.
Sorry, man. Should I have told you that before?
Well, we're here now.
My bad. I guess I'll see myself out. But like, so for a while I struggled with, especially during the times of like the Mike Brown stuff, right? Mm-hmm. I got really tired of hearing about how privileged I was as a white person. Mm-hmm. And a lot of that had to do with like my parents have never really like, they've taken care of me to a certain extent, but they have always tried to like make me fight for the things that I really want. Mm-hmm. They have a lot of money. They've been blessed in the jobs that they have. They're very intelligent. They work hard, that kind of thing. And it took me a while to understand that like saying I benefited from white privilege wasn't an attack on me necessarily. Mm-hmm. It's not saying that like I'm a terrible person because I'm white.
Right.
It's just saying that like the struggles that I've experienced are not the same as, people of other backgrounds.
Right.
Like that's all it was. And it took me a while to like accept that. Cause I like, when you hear it, you see it on social media, you have all these people.
You take it personally.
It's hard to not take it personally and be like, well, fuck man, I'm cool with like black people. Like, why is it like, what?
I got black friends. What do you mean?
I go to the cookouts.
I love Biggie. I love Jay. What do you mean? Like, I go to cookouts and shit. I mean, what are you talking about?
So, but again, that harkens back to like, self-reflection and recognizing like, it's not always about you necessarily.
Yes.
That's,
I've come to that point too. Like I realize my life on this earth is not about me. And I mean, I think I'm better fine tuning that thought. Like even when I did my Big Brother stuff, like that 5-6 years, mm-hmm. I had no one around me that did it first. A lot of things I'm doing, no one did it first. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just roll.
Right.
Let's just see what happens. And it turned out the way it did, and ended up being Big Brother of the Year. Never was a goal. And there was moments where I felt like I wasn't doing enough. I was still living at home, at college. And like I'm seeing other big brothers in the community, like taking kids to France and New York City and just doing like super dope shit. I'm like, I ain't got the kind of budget. We finna wash my car. We gonna talk some shit out. We gonna go shopping. I'm gonna do what I can, but like I'm keeping it a buck. You know what I'm saying? Like I couldn't let the rob of happiness is comparing yourself to somebody else. So I'm like, I can't do what he do. I can be the best me. Right. And if our time together can give you perspective, I can expose you to take it from the hood to St. Charles and seeing how that works and get you around different people in different pockets. Maybe that will give you the perspective to say, hey, I can do more than my front door. I did a good job. And if not, that's not on me. I did my part. Right. If whatever you do after we are matching, whatever, that's not on me. Right. And I'm okay with that. You have to make your own decisions.
What's the saying? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Right, that's it. And I'm still figuring this shit out. But I'm always open to anyone that wants to better themselves. And if I know, I will teach you. Because if I can teach you what I'm doing, I almost mastered it to teach it. Right. To explain it. You know what I'm saying? I'm immersed in the process. So my life's not about me. I want to get my voice and everything out to help other people because sometimes people get so distracted and down themselves because they don't have the exposure to know that you can do anything you want. If there's no better time to be alive. Right. Because you have access to everything, but you allow nothing to control your thoughts.
The thing is, like, it's crazy. A lot of the kids that I go to school with right now, they think it's terrible that they have to like research stuff on the internet. I'm like, okay, so when I was growing up, I had to go to the library, track down an encyclopedia, flip that bitch open
to find the book.
To like I was like, it's worse, man. I had to learn the Dewey Decimal System. Do you even they don't even know what the hell the Dewey Decimal System is?
I had to learn how to write with my hand. I had to cursive shit out. Like we turned in 10 pages of homework in handwriting. Right. I had to throw that bitch away and say, here, I'm done with this. I just spent a week Yeah. It's baffling. And I sort of think, like, with the young people, that guy. So young people, back in my day.
Let's call them whippersnappers.
Whippersnappers. young whippersnappers, like, that fall, I think about, where did this start off at? We raise these kids on screens. Kids are a privilege. You don't have to have them. You know what I'm saying? And if you have them before you're ready, you let the screens raise your kid, or you want your kid to be your friend. I'm not my mother's friend. We're not friends. I understand my role. Like, respect is first and foremost. You're my mother. Mm-hmm. And then I get that when parents are like, this is white people shit. Y'all go drinking with your parents. Y'all get in bars. I'd be like,
to be honest though, like, you're not wrong. I do that. I'll go grab like a meal with my parents or something. Yeah. But I didn't start doing that until like I was an adult in their eyes. Yeah. But like when, I've seen even some of the people that I go to school with, these 18, 19, their parents are like doing shots with them. And I'm like, they're Snapchatting me stuff. And I'm like, what in the hell? Like, what?
Where are the boundaries? Do you wonder why he cussed you the fuck out? And
shut up, Sharon.
I'm like, Mrs. Johnson, I don't know what is he saying to you. I'm apologizing for. I'm like, no, fuck her, D. Because you know what? I'm gonna go home. See, nope, not gonna do it.
Too rich for my blood.
You know what? I think Tim, I don't think we can be friends, bro. Because if you can cuss out your fucking mama, you don't give a fuck about me. Exactly. Nope. I know. I see the red flags on the wall. I see the red flags. I don't want no. Thanks for the beautiful home. Beautiful home. Won't be back.
A lot of like a running joke with some of my friends is that I was raised black because like my mom would have never put up with. She would have just murdered me.
What like Dunzo.
And she she was a nurse, so she knows how to hide bodies. I'm certain. Like
absolutely.
She knows how to dissolve a body. I'm sure.
Dunzo.
Like they would have been like,
and it makes you a better person. Like
another kid on a milk carton.
It's like it's just baffling. Like kids are a choice, and then you take them to grandma's. Like, and you wonder why that motherfucker kicking your ass at 12. I mean, I don't have children yet, but I'm fucking my kids up on sight. Mm-hmm. All the time. Like, no, grab a book, write some shit out. I can buy you screens, but we're not gonna live like that because that's not gonna make you good. Like, once again, we're talking as not having kids, but like, at some point you go from a dictatorship with children to a democracy because they grow up and then eventually turn to this advisor role. Right. You know what I'm saying? But when you see like, oh, look at my baby, I'm like, I see a baby. I see a small adult. That's what I see. I don't see the mysticism or the magic of look at like, yeah, but I'm thinking about, okay, what am I doing now is gonna prepare him as adult and when he's an adult and he needs to figure some shit out. I want him to be tough enough to critically think about what needs to be done, and also have compassion and empathy for other human beings, and how she know how to make bridges.
Exactly.
Because knowing how to do that's going to make you successful regardless. Long term, short term, micro, macro. And I think the magic and the marketing and just the capitalism around children and all that shit is just making parents not parents like they used to be, No.
I think it's just a microcosm of kind of like the way society is now. Everything is like instantaneous. So
microwave.
People don't want to take the time to actually like invest in their children and kind of watch them grow. They would rather like, okay, well, here's your iPad. Go play. Like, I'm trying to do my thing.
Yeah. You have no thing. Your child is your thing now.
Right. You chose to produce this living creature
with this horrible person.
Right. Like,
do your background check on this human being you're trying to have another human being with. Like, is your family crazy?
Right.
Are there murderers in your family? Or crazy people? Or just not good people in your lineage? I need to know these things. Right. Like, everything matters. Exactly. There's no question. It's always baffles me how people, men and women, date, but then hook up, but afraid to ask questions to them. Like, you seen me in the nude, we done nasty stuff. I can ask you whatever I want to, and I deserve an answer. Now, if I don't like the answer, the door is always open.
Let's be real. Be real with each other before you just decide.
They sell Plan Bs in Walmart, okay?
Exactly.
There's no excuse.
Nah. But, that's the other thing. A lot of people that are becoming parents now, before I hop on my soapbox about vaccinations, I'm going to try and not hop on going into a medical field and now, measles and shit is back.
Uh-huh.
Like, we killed that for a reason.
Yeah.
We had the capacity to destroy it. And now you dipshits think that... All right.
I mean, I give me the medium version of that argument.
Okay, so as someone who is learning about disease processes, the big thing is I don't know where it originated, but clearly some internet troll or somebody figured out a way to convince people that vaccinations cause autism. That's not how it works. You're either born with autism or you're not.
Yeah.
Getting a vaccination doesn't have anything to do with that.
Yeah.
So these dipshit parents who are living a long and healthy life because guess what?
You got
vaccinated.
Yes.
And now you Sharon, because you're not vaccinating your kids, my kids have fucking measles. Grow up, Sharon.
If you don't want to then homeschool your kid. I don't put I'm playing by the rules. I'm doing the right thing. Don't put my child in danger because you want to be a jerk.
Exactly.
If you hang out with all you non vaccinated kids, hang out with each other.
Yeah, go colonize. You colonize somewhere else. I swear, I'm gonna put this on record. If ever I have kids and one of them gets sick because an anti-vax kid gets them sick, both sets of their parents are catching these hands.
Absolutely, absolutely. You better hope it just hands at that.
Right.
I'm coming to your door looking like Floyd Mayweather or Habib. I'm coming over the fence.
Exactly, man.
Coming over the fence.
I don't get it, but kind of what my point was before I went down this little path.
On your tangent.
Yeah. People don't want to discipline their kids. There's this thought process now, and it's if you spank your kids, it's abuse or something. I don't get it. I don't get it.
And that's why we have these these young kids that talk crazy shit.
Exactly.
And they get punched in the face and want to look at you crazy. You talk shit, you get fucked up.
Exactly. You know what would happen to me when I was a kid? If I was in Target or something, I was like, oh man, I really want this toy. And I would make a fuss and all that kind of stuff. My dad would discreetly pinch the shit out of the back of my neck. Mm-hmm. And guess what?
I'm a better man for it.
I got it. I understood I wasn't getting that toy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I get that. I'm gonna fuck you up in the car.
Mm-hmm.
When they get in the car, I'm gonna fuck you up, boy. You don't even know.
Right. They lean in real close, whisper in your ear, is today the day you want to die? Because
your ass is mine.
Exactly. But like that's the problem is, these parents don't want to discipline their kids anymore because they think that like, well, if I discipline my kid and my friend learns about it, she's going to judge me as a mother.
Fuck her.
Exactly. Exactly.
I can get new friends, bitch. Like I need. No, you don't need shit.
Right. What you need is to raise these kids as decent contributing members of society.
Yes.
That is your job.
Get the fuck out of here. I don't give a fuck what you think about me. Because your shit ain't good either.
Exactly.
You trash too.
That's why your husband cheats on you on the weekends.
Right, with the neighbor across the street.
Right.
You know why? Because you don't give a fuck about y'all. Welcome to life. God, it's baffling how, whenever I see like this, whenever I see like on Facebook couples that be like, I love you, Jimmy. I love you, Carolyn. Somebody's lying. Mm-hmm. Y'all be broken up in 6 months. So that's not sustainable.
No.
Your relationship between me and you. We might post shit, but like, it's not about, I don't give a fuck.
Right.
I don't give a fuck.
Neither does anybody else.
No.
That's the thing. Like, nobody else, like...
No one gives a fuck. No one gives a fuck.
I never understood, like, the whole, like, relationship goals thing. You see that all over Facebook, Twitter, that kind of thing, and it's like, what? Like...
When I make those posts, I make it with, like, relationship that, the people in the relationship has shown their struggles.
Exactly. That I get.
Yes.
But when it's just, like, them kissing next to a waterfall, it's like... So go find some running water and kiss next to it. Like, all you need is a sink. Like,
get the fuck out of here. Like, this is... Or what's commercial? Like, Jimmy, take the picture. It's a hard sunset. The Taco Bell commercial. Like, Jimmy, eat your fucking tacos, man, and get a new girlfriend. She's a fucking joke. If I had a girlfriend, she said, I was like, what? No,
Jimmy, have you ever eaten cold tacos? It's not good.
No, like, grow up. I'm not doing that shit. Get out of here. No, that's stupid. It's retarded. It's just not where I'm at in life. So we on a long tangent. I don't know how we got off that first question from 15 minutes ago.
That's what happens, man. I'm a talker, and if you get me going on something random, like
too damn talkers. So how does she handle? So when you guys got back together, how does she handle your restarts?
To be honest, it was rough out of the gates. Mm-hmm. It was a little awkward because like you're in a relationship and you think that things are going well, and then all of a sudden you get hit with that like left and out of nowhere,
jab jack hook.
Exactly. You're not ready for that crispy combo, and then all of a sudden you're like stumbling backwards and you don't you're disoriented. So
right.
After I self-reflected and kind of like addressed the issues that I thought and that was one of the key things was rather than ask her what I was doing wrong, I thought about the things that I considered myself to be doing wrong.
Right.
And then because, if you go to the person and you ask them, hey, what was I doing wrong? It doesn't feel as genuine as if you go to them and you say to them, hey, I do still love you. I want to still be with you. Here are the things that I think I was doing wrong. Am I missing anything? Mm-hmm. Because then, they know that you're being genuine about it. It's not just like, a lot of times when you leave a relationship, there's that manifestation of like, oh shit, like now I'm alone, no longer going to be having consistent sex, no longer going to be, have that foundation, that person who loves me. But when you go to that person and you allow them to see that like, you know what, I know what I was doing wrong. Is there more? Mm-hmm. And you ask them for input. I think that's just a healthier way to start that thing back up.
Yeah.
For a long time, I had always thought like when you're broken up, you're broken up. That's it. Like nobody ever gets back together. It's never successful.
Right.
But when you truly love somebody, I think it's worth at least. So what I told her was, she was kind of reluctant initially because I told her I wanted to still be with her, and kind of like how I convinced her was I told her that. If a light bulb goes out in a house, right, you don't sell the house. Yeah. You fix the light bulb.
Yeah.
If your sink stops working, you fix the sink. Like, you don't just sell the house because, like, this one thing.
Right.
So, I was like, we've got a lot of, we've got some issues.
Yeah.
We need to paint. We need to, like, pull up the carpet, do some remodeling. But I honestly think that we have a solid foundation and something that we can grow inside of. And, I kind of told her all the stuff that, here's what I think I'm doing wrong, and here are a few things maybe that you've been faltering on. And the key is to make sure that both of you are in a place mentally where like it doesn't feel like an attack.
Yes.
Because that's off-putting. If you approach it in a manner such as like, here's what you're doing wrong.
That you fucked up. This is what you fucked up. Why?
Like nobody wants to hear that shit necessarily. No. So like when you facilitate it in a manner that's like, here's where I messed up, and here's where a few areas I think maybe here's maybe some of the areas where you were faltering. That led me to maybe falter.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily placing blame on her or anything like that, but like when it feels like one party or both parties aren't trying, that's when things start to go wrong.
Yeah, like fuck it, you don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck neither.
Right? You start like, and I think a lot of people are guilty of that.
Yeah.
Just because like there's a difference. So I've always talked about with my friends and stuff when they come to me for like relationship advice. I've always kind of told them like, so I think that there's two different types of love. There is love, like loving someone, which is more of like a passive kind of thing. Like for instance, I would say that I love you. Like I want the best for you. I want you to succeed. I would be really sad if something ever would happen to you, that kind of stuff. Like that to me is like a love, right? Yeah. You just care about that person.
Right.
However, when you're in a relationship with someone, it requires effort. And I call that's being in love.
Yes. Nailed it.
It's an active process. And a lot of times, like, we let life get in the way and we stop putting the effort into loving someone. And that's kind of one of the things that I've been cognizant of ever since we got back together, was just like, where am I going wrong? If I'm not focusing on the relationship, like, what can I be doing better? Those kind of things. And just kind of like trying to keep, be cognizant of the fact that like there's someone else invested in this. It's not just me. Like I have to take care of myself, but like, if I'm doing the things that I need to be doing inside of the relationship, then, she'll facilitate like growth and me. Like she's been incredible. She'll call me while I'm at work and quiz me on like random stuff. She'll log into my website that like a lot of my curriculum's on, and she'll call me like, but that is because we reached a point where like we're working together.
Yes.
And, like if we're building a life together, we have to work together. Like you can't have one person, sitting on the couch while you're doing all the work. Like, so
women want men to just be half as good as they are. Exactly. If men can only be half as good as women are naturally, the relationship's going to work.
Exactly.
And women want to be women, and they want to love who they love. They want you to be great. They want you to be the best you. And all they want you to do is acknowledge them, protect them, appreciate them, and the rest they got you. They got you. There is no, like what's the adjective? Behind every strong man is a stronger woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
They're incredible. Like you take for granted a lot of the stuff that they do for you,
and the sacrifice they make to do them.
Exactly. Like it's something. It's small. Her giving me a call while I'm at work, but like ever since she started doing that, my grades have gone up.
Yes,
because it's her sacrificing a little bit of her time when she would much rather be like lay it out on the couch because she just got home from work watching Netflix or something, right? But instead, she takes time out of her day to like call me and talk to me and just like go over random stuff out of my book or, out of like off the website, because she knows that like that is facilitating growth within me.
Right.
So, like I've kind of taken it, I've kind of like piggybacked off of that. And like, there's things that I'm helping her with now.
Right.
Like she's kind of struggled with weight, not to put her on blast. I'm sorry. I love you. But like, like weight is something that she struggled with. And like, I've always told her, and that's a really delicate subject.
Absolutely.
But like, what I told her was like, recently I've lost a fair bit of weight myself.
Yes. Looking great.
Appreciate it. But like what I told her is I was like, look, here's the deal. I'm wildly attracted to you. That has nothing to do with it. However, what I do want is for us to live a long, healthy life together. I want us to be the people that go out in the backyard and play with our kids, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's not that I want you to look like some Victoria's Secret model.
No.
Because that shit doesn't matter. Like physical attraction not necessarily dies out in a relationship, but it can't carry a relationship forever. So, I've always tried to make her aware of the fact that like, I find you incredibly attractive. If I didn't, we wouldn't be having sex. We wouldn't be doing these things. Like, that's, right. Like, but the thing is, what I want is for us to be healthy, So like a lot of it is the way that people approach things. And maybe it's because like guys like you and I, we have the PR background, right? So like, people call us bullshit artists. So we know ways to phrase things.
Yeah.
It would be very easy for me to go to her and just be like, hey, you're a little overweight, and I think that you need to work on that. But that's not helping anybody.
No, that's counterproductive.
Exactly. You gotta think about how you approach subjects and address them in a manner that like
they best receive it. Everyone receives information differently.
Right. You have to
know your audience.
You have to want them to, or you have to phrase it in such a way that makes them want to do it, not just for you, but for themselves.
Yep.
Like, and so, you know, there's stuff like that like we've been doing for each other, and it's led to incredible growth in our relationship. Mm-hmm. So it's all about the effort that you put into it. And that's something that like I had to learn. I've had a lot of wildly unsuccessful relationships, you know, I mean, if I'm being honest, but the thing is like, you got to learn from it, and it's just effort. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, and I say it often. You know, don't be upset that it left. Be happy that it happened.
Right.
And see the lessons, you know, that are to be learned from that situation, relationship, moment, and lessons unlearned are repeated. You know, and another thing I'm always want to push and want to say more often is people are coming in life for a reason, season, lifetime. If you're able to understand what this person in your life for, you'll be a lot happier. You know, if the person is for a moment, enjoy that moment with them. Mm-hmm. It might never happen again. It might never happen again, but be okay. Might be a season. That's cool. If it doesn't fit, you know, enjoy the months you had together. If it's a lifetime, let it be a lifetime. You know, don't push it away or take it for granted, but recognize when someone is wanting to be there. Appreciate them for the long as they want to be there, and they leave, let them leave. It's okay. Open door.
Right.
I mean, they get out the way for somebody else to be in your life.
Or maybe they're just at a point in their life right now where they can't invest the time in that relationship.
And it might come back.
Yeah. I've had people, you know, that like I didn't talk to for 5-10 years come back in my life out of the blue and just be like, hey, what's up, man? Like, sorry, I had shit going on. Here I am. And it's like, cool, man. Like, I always try to like be I'm a firm believer in trying to leave things as amicable as possible.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of having lashed out at people. I used to have kind of an anger issue and stuff. I've since reined that in, but you know, it's just, you never know. It harkens back to when we were talking about, you never know what people are going through.
Yes.
So
empathy.
Exactly. Like when a relationship ends for me, I try to let it go. And let them, you know, a lot of times it's because they have something going on in their life where they can't devote the time or effort or energy into the relationship with you, the friendship, what have you. And you have to let people, you know, go. Like,
yes.
It's unhealthy to try and like hold people.
Yeah.
You know, it's just,
it doesn't work. You're wasting valuable time.
Exactly.
And God is sometimes taking people out of your life to bring the right person in.
Exactly.
You know, if you hold on to them, you're blocking your own blessings.
Exactly.
Take the lid off your cup. let them pour when these go into your cup in, and when he comes out, come out. Take the lid off your cup. Right. Take the lid off your cup. Man.
Should be the title of the episode.
Take the lid off your motherfucking cup and let it come on in and get out. So you guys are doing well now?
Yes. Yeah. Very happy. Good. Very happy. To the point now where like we're, you know, kind of re-looking at trying to move back in with each other, that kind of stuff. We're really focusing on getting me to where like I'm kind of in my field, because right now obviously I can't do EMT until I have my license.
Right.
So the goal is for me to get, you know, into the EMT field and then go to paramedic school, and kind of immerse myself in that and have like a stable job before we try and, because that's another thing that people don't realize is money is...
Fuck yeah. Finances and that shit.
Finances is probably one of the largest reasons why couples end up failing, besides the effort thing that I was talking about earlier.
Yeah. Because
it's stressful, man. Yeah. Like, money, man.
You gotta have you have to perceive money the same way. Have some kind of reasonable and agreeable spending habit.
Exactly.
And priority on what this money goes towards.
Right.
You know?
Are we trying to retire by 55, 60, or do you want to work the rest of your life?
Right.
Do you want to own a home, or do you want to keep burning money renting something?
Yeah, like what do you want to do with this? Yeah, it's what matters. How do you perceive this tool? Money's a tool. How do you want to use this tool to our advantage?
Exactly.
That's a very important conversation to have. And I think we get lost in the sauce, and then when it shows up, like, I don't get, you wanted the bad bitch buying red bottoms, and now you wonder why the light's out, because you bought some more red bottoms.
Right.
Someone we got. Oh, you want some damn new Jordans, bro?
I can't keep paying the bills while you're out there, extending your closet.
You in Frontenac? Like, what are you doing? Right. We don't have Frontenac money. Right. We barely got Amazon money.
Blackjack money.
Okay, what are you doing? You better go around that regular ass store and get some regular ass clothes. Live your regular ass life.
Right.
Get off Instagram and be great. Well, that's great to hear. Another thing we oftentimes congratulations on your World Series.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. I'm sorry that we had to beat you guys on the way there.
I didn't need you to say that. I was giving you congratulations. I need you to recap how you got there.
All right.
I'm aware.
Do you want to recap?
I don't.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to, it's cool. I'm settled. I mean,
we only lost 2 games on the way. So
I did it.
I
definitely admire what you guys do. And
to be fair, our team was stacked. And then you guys versus us was not a good matchup. When you have Giancarlo and Judge striking out a combined 28 times. But you guys will be back at it again next year. I'm sure that we'll have some good games, a good series. I fully expect you guys to make a play for Harper. Just try and keep. I
mean, that's the Yankee way. We just keep buying shit we don't need. Let's buy another bat. Why not? I mean,
I don't even know where he would fit. That's the thing. But
I don't know. I'm not even ready to dig into the MLB off season yet.
I think Dombrowski, our GM. So for everybody, I'm a Red Sox fan. If you didn't know, Dombrowski was a genius. He saw the Yankees going for bats, and he was like, "Well, shit. How do we beat a stacked ass offense? We're just going to load up on pitching."
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, he did it again this offseason when we re-signed Evaldi. Because I mean, dude was insane in the playoffs. He should have probably, in my opinion, gotten World Series MVP. Just because of dude was insane. Pierce deserved it too, but it's a smart move re-signing Evaldi. I'm excited about next year. I think we could repeat.
I still don't have pitching. I have CC back again, so.
Is he going to be 400 pounds this time, or is he?
I don't know. I was like, see. Okay, so Ohio State.
A little bit of a rough year.
I mean, I'm a Florida State guy, so I know rough.
I mean, it's kind of a first world problem. I say rough year, but in reality,
we're in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, we're in the Rose Bowl, 12 wins. But I don't know. Personally, just a real quick plug. I think Haskins deserves the Heisman simply because when you look at the defenses that he's faced compared to what's the kid from Oklahoma? I'm blanking on his name. You gotta look it up.
Yeah, I am.
But so my defense is the reason I think that Haskins deserves it is he's put up insane numbers against better defenses. They don't play defense in the Big 12. Every game is a shootout.
Kyle Murphy.
Yeah,
Kyler. What's a Kyler?
I don't. Maybe they were trying to go for Tyler, and then the person wrote the name down wrong, or so. I don't know.
Is Kyler Murphy black? That's some black.
He is
okay,
black.
that's okay. That's some shit. His mom wanted to at least get a good job, but not really. So we put 2 white names together, Kyle and Tyler. Kyler, that's cute.
I like it.
So I see what you're doing there. I see what you're doing.
But,
okay.
I understand. His numbers are better, and Tua, has led the Bama the Bama team. Bama's stacked.
I hate Bama.
I'm so tired of it. I'm anyway.
I went to a Georgia watch party for the SEC championship game, and I was in. I was barking and everything in Alabama. When Alabama, I said, I can't believe this again.
I know that I'm not getting paid millions of dollars a year to coach a team, but how in the hell do you go for a fake punt when Bama clearly is lined up in a defensive scheme? I understand I'm not the head coach of Georgia, nor will I ever be. But if I'm sitting there and I see them line up in, I think it was a nickel package,
saying, please give me this fake punt. You got it, dude.
I felt like there was a little bit.
You don't take the foot off the gas when you're beating a better team. Why do we keep seeing this?
That felt like collusion. I'm gonna be honest.
I need Mueller to look into this game. I need him for special prosecutor investigation because this is the second year in a row. I don't understand I guess I see it more prevalent in football teams than I think other sports. But like, if the team that's the underdog is winning, they get in the second half and pull the gas off.
Exactly.
Atlanta, Seattle. Only team that didn't pull the foot off the gas was fucking the Eagles beating your Patriots. They threw that bitch in 6 years and said, fuck it.
Although, okay, so Aguilar's touchdown, I think it was in the second quarter, that wasn't a touchdown. He bobbled the shit out of that ball. I'm gonna die on this hill. All right? Like, I'm going to die on this hill. That was a bobble, and I will fight anybody that says otherwise. Like, I'm prepared to throw these hands with anybody.
You get this smoke, and I mean it, about that it was not a fucking catch. It was a bobble. I'm willing to die on this motherfucking hill.
And also, if one more person tells me that Tom Brady is a goddamn system quarterback, you don't throw for 500 yards. Like, how are you going to call someone overrated when he put that team on his back? Like, our defense last year was an atrocity. And he somehow made us competitive against the Eagles. And I get that, people are like, well, he lost to a backup quarterback. He's not a backup quarterback. Like, 4 years ago, he threw 27 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Yeah. Tell me what other backup quarterback
Tommy don't play defense.
Exactly. Like, I don't want Tommy to play defense.
Yeah, that'll be retirement real quick.
Blow up like a bag of flour out there.
Eat up off the damn line. Oh, shit, my knees. Oh, that motherfucker go. Oh, shit.
I get worried when he scrambles at this point.
Oh, no. Slide.
Oh.
Just throw the ball away. Please don't do it.
But, yeah, the Falcons, I don't know what the hell that was. Although, shout out to Edelman. That will honestly go down as the greatest catch of all time in Super Bowl history. And regardless of if you like the Patriots or not, you have to admit that ball was a quarter of an inch off the ground.
I don't know. I like my Giants catch better. I like my Giant catch better.
Oh, you mean the one where your entire line held every Patriots player?
Yeah, that one. Absolutely.
Yeah. No, yes. I know. And then people legitimize it by saying, holding happens on every play. Get the fuck out of here.
I don't think I was so ready to hear all those like Atlanta rappers drop an album on that Super Bowl night. I want to talk to the strippers from Atlanta that night and how much money they thought they was gonna make off the Atlanta Super Bowl win, and then how empty the clubs were when they did not. Because I know Atlanta's gonna lose. They motherfucker. You know the music we're gonna get out of that. I was so excited. They finna go nuts in Magic City.
It was about to be a good year for music.
That was the year Trump won, and then we had the Patriots and Atlanta. Like that was like the rematch of the election. Okay, cool.
Exactly.
It's the Patriots and Atlanta, Black City, the Patriots. Rematch, and America wins again. So this is amazing. It can't happen within 3 months. We had 2. This is back to back. I said, wow.
Maybe it's just a Georgia team thing though. Like,
clearly,
if you're from Georgia, you just can't.
You're a fucking choke artist.
Like, it's not in your blood.
You don't know how to win. Clearly, don't know how to win.
I don't know. It was good though. Shout out to the Eagles, honestly. Like, at this point, I've been so blessed with the amount of like championships that I've seen that like I can lose. Like, and I know that's like a really cocky thing for me to say, and like
enjoy your one, we get plenty. Right? Bling bling.
Like, as I look down at like 14 titles that I've seen, it's like
raindrops, drop top.
Exactly. Like, I got shit on my toes at this point because I ran out of space on my fingers. You know what I mean? Like.
We're a championship town.
City of Boston knows what it's doing, man. But
it's not our first rodeo, guys. We'll see you next year.
I don't know. I'm glad that the Eagles finally got one because, like, the reality is, there's the teams that I don't want to win are the ones where like they have unlikable people on them, and there's not really anybody on the Eagles that I don't like. I can't go through the roster and be like, not a fan of this dude. Yeah. If Odell gets one, I can't get behind that. I can't. Something about that dude, man. Like,
I don't have anything to say about it.
He's a little suspect.
That's my receiver, and I just leave it at that.
He's a little suspect. I don't know. I get weird vibes from him.
Okay, Matt. So you gave one gem. Would you like to recap that gem and give one more before we close this chapter of Cognac Corner?
Just be good to people. Honestly, we talked about it. You never know what people are going through.
Mm-hmm.
Just have a little bit of empathy. It's really not that hard. Like, those moments where you're heated about something, it's gonna pass. Just, like, don't do something that you're going to regret in the heat of the moment. Take a step back. Like, just take a step back, take a couple deep breaths, and then, reassess the situation. Hasty decisions are not a good idea. And as a 30-year-old, or about 30, we'll round up, there has been maybe a few hasty decisions that I've made that actually, like, I can look back and be like, okay, well, that was a good decision.
Yeah.
Basically, I'd say probably upwards of 95% have been terrible ass decisions that I ended up regretting. So just take a second, man. Appreciate life. Take a deep breath. Take it in. That's it.
And the first one is take time to reflect and grow, and take some time to yourself. Heal. Take time to heal. Grow and learn, and then get back out there. It's totally okay. All right, Matt. I want to thank you for coming to Cognac Corner.
I appreciate the opportunity.
We will definitely do it again. Everyone give Matt a round of applause. When I say everybody, that means me finding the applause button. Icon, the applause button. Yep. And this has been another episode of try this again. This has been an episode of Cognac Corner with Marcus Boston, and this week's guest was Matt Douglas. Until next time, folks, take care of yourself, each other, have some empathy, enjoy it. Have a good night. Marcus, hey, how you doing, baby?